Hey everyone, my name is Emily and welcome to my channel. This is the first YouTube video that I'm creating, and I created this like natural go-to glam look that I usually do right here. And you guys are interested on seeing how I create this like easy look, then feel free to please keep on watching. I always start off my brows, and I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow in number 5. I'm just running it through my brow hairs just to give a little bit of texture so it's easier to fill in. So before I fill in my brows, I always use a flat definer brush with a little bit of concealer just to outline underneath my brows so I can see what kind of shape I'm going for. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the Benefit Brow Gel in number 5 and the brush that I came with, and just lightly feathering it through my brows and following my natural arch. I'm like hella OCD, so I always like to go back in with a little bit more concealer with my flat definer brush just to clean up my brows a bit to make it look more sharp and more clean. So I know my steps are kind of like all over the place, but I always like to go back in with a little bit more brow gel just to fill in with the sparse areas. And you already know I had to go back in with my Gimme Brow just to set everything into place. And then I'm going to use my flat definer brush with a little bit of concealer just to cover my brows one more time as the final step. And then I'm going to use the same concealer as primer on my eyelids, and I'm just going to blend out with my fingers. And now I'm just going to use any translucent powder just to set my eyelids into place. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know how to blend right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Morphe blending brush and pick up a little bit of a warmer transition color. Start from my outer corner, blending it into the crease just to give it a little bit of warmth. I believe I used the shadow Morocco from Anastasia, but any color similar to this will work. And clearly I don't give a fuck because I'm using the same brush. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a similar color but with a little bit more hint of red into it. I'm going to mainly focus on the outer corner just to deepen out the crease. So this step is a little bit harder to explain, but if you look closely, I start with the tail of my liner, resting my finger against my cheek. I'm going to slowly flick up just so I can know the shape that I'm going for, and creating that little triangle and flicking it backwards. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to my inner corner of my eye just to create an outline and fill in the rest. And it's honestly okay if you mess up, because if you look closely, I did went ahead and made my liner a little bit more thicker. And I didn't include this clip, but I did use makeup wipe to clean up underneath my eyes because of the excess fall off from the shadow. And then I went ahead and moisturized my face. And now I'm dabbing my foundation all over my face, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the damp beauty blender and blend it all over my skin. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the concealer that is a lighter shade just to cover up any dark circles and brighten up underneath my eye, and blend it in with the sharper side of the beauty blender. And while the beauty blender is still damp, you want to dip into some loose translucent powder and set underneath your eye just so it doesn't crease. And for the rest of my face, I'm using a fluffy brush and set it with a powder that's similar to my foundation color. And I honestly go pretty heavy when it comes to bronzing or contouring, so I went ahead and used a fluffy brush and dip into my Hoola bronzer and bronzing the temples of my forehead, the cheekbones, and as well as my jawline and nose to make it look more slimmer and cut. If you guys do want to see a more in-depth video of how I contour, then please leave a comment down below and just let me know. And now I'm going to use my damp beauty blender and go back into the loose powder. I'm going to bake underneath my eyes, and as well as alongside the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and as well as clean up underneath my contour just to make it more defined. And we're going to just let that sit for a bit while we do our mascara. So I actually don't like baking my forehead for too long, so I like to go ahead and dust off the excess powder. And I do so by first tapping in the powder and then blending out the rest, just so the powder can really set into your face. As while the rest of my face bake, I like to do finishing touches, and I like to use the Gimme Brow and run it through my brows one more time just to give it a more natural look. And then I'm going to use a flat definer brush and clean up my brows one more time before I go in and use a skinny pencil brush, I believe. I'm not too sure the name of this brush because I got it from a kit. And dip into the Mirror Luminizer and go ahead and highlight the bridge of my nose just to give an illusion that we have a skinnier nose. And what I like to do is just draw exclamation points, so a point on the tip of the nose and drawing a line down the bridge of your nose. So I apply my lashes off camera, but after I apply my lashes, I like to use a smaller rounded buffer brush and go ahead and brush off the rest of the baking powder under my eye. And what I like to do is a tapping motion and then blending out as well. And as you can see, as it goes closer to the bridge of my nose, I like to blend it in just so my contour lines don't look as harsh. Now to one of my favorite parts, which is highlighting, and I like to go ahead and spray my fan brush with a little bit of water and dipping it directly onto my Mirror Luminizer. And I'm highlighting the highest points of my face, which is the top of my cheekbones, and as well as my cupid's bow, and as well as the side of my forehead. Now to blend everything together, I'm dipping into my Tarte blush and applying to the apples of my cheeks just to give it a little bit more color back into my face. Now that we're done with the face, we're going to go ahead and dust off the excess baking powder right underneath our contour. Now we're going to go back into our eyes. We're going to use the mini shader brush, and using the same shade we used in our crease, we're going to apply it underneath our lash line. Now to finish up the eyes, we're going to go ahead and apply mascara to our lower lash line and apply a black hole liner to our waterline just to pull the look all together. Now that we're finished up with the eyes, we're going to go ahead and use a small pencil brush and apply the Mirror Luminizer highlighter in the inner corners of our eyes just to brighten up the eyes a bit, as well as underneath our brow bones. And to finish up this look, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with the lip liner from the ColourPop collaboration with Ayla Sarai in 951. And now we're going to use the matte liquid lipstick in 951 as well and fill in the rest of our lips. So this is the final look. And yeah, there you have it. This is what I usually like to do, like when I'm in a rush, I'm going somewhere like ASAP and like I have no like idea how I want to do my look, and I like to keep it pretty like natural. So this is what I do, and I hope you did learn something, and you did like watching this video and you want to see more, please thumbs up and leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.